Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3. So in the last episode we pressed on in our campaign. We are attacking inside North Africa. The war's started. We're going after essentially the little urban portions of Egypt. Um, the Axis forces are pushing inside the northern parts of France and they're doing it quite successfully. We're conducting a minor offensive right here. So, let's get on started. Not much has really changed during our time here. More or less, we're still inside the same situation. Oil is decent. Our materials are mostly decent for the most part. I mean, the only thing that we're really short on is the rare materials, and that's kind of why I'm keeping all of our production relatively low. I'd rather save it for a rainy day when we need to upgrade all of our equipment rather than, say, wasting it on stuff right now. And we can fire off an event, and these are just here to kind of help us out. So this is one that'll give us some more leadership points, and I'm actually going to redistribute this so then we'll have a couple more officers, and I guess we can increase research as well. I wanted to play around with the new espionage system, so I accumulated quite a lot of free spies, and I actually want to see if we can kind of get Portugal into the war on our side. So let's actually go and do that. We can try to coup the country if we really wanted to. We have a really strong fascist movement inside Portugal, but right now I'm actually thinking of just inviting them through diplomacy, so I'll use the influence nation feature. So hopefully that'll give Germany some time to put them into our faction. In the meantime, let's find another country that is inside Europe and that we can actually coup. Bulgaria is another fascist country, so I'm going to try to... Oh, they're already being influenced, so Bulgarian troops will probably support us later on. But I want to find a place that has a fairly large fascist party, something that we can hopefully coup and then convert into our faction. I'm thinking of doing nationalist Spain right now. Their party is the current party is relatively similar to ours, so I kind of assume that that'll make it a little easier for us to take power inside it. So I think I'm going to try to coup this country. So what I'll essentially be doing is maximizing the amount of spies we have in the country, supporting our party, and just essentially disrupting anything that's not our party. Oh yes, and moving on to Yugoslavia. The problem here is that if we wait for Germany, we'll definitely have a sure chance at winning the war here. The thing is that if we wait for Germany, we run the risk of the Germans grabbing literally everything inside this area, leaving none of the glory for us. So we can do two things. We can just kind of wait here, see what happens, or we can press into the country right now. Their army shouldn't be that strong, although they do have the defensive bonus. But for now, let's just focus on North Africa. I want these two cities, and I'm going to press for them right now. And let's see if we can actually surround these two units right here. Bring some reinforcements up to the front, and I'll just leave it at that. Units import a supply. Okay, so right here, the French are making a little bit of a breakthrough. That's just following up one of our attacks. Battle happened in North Africa. What has happened in North Africa? Okay, so it looks like the British are trying to make a few offensive plays, but they're not really doing a good job at it. So let's switch the map mode onto terrain. You can see that most of this is just desert, and inside this type of desert environment we are really superior with our tanks. As soon as we move over here where it's mostly mountains and urban terrain and rivers in the middle of the tiles, we're gonna have some problems. So, that being said, I just want to establish a line right here on the river and kind of hold the British off until we can either get some troops from northern Italy to come around, or wait until we push through Greece. Hopefully at that time we'll be ready to push into Turkey and then kind of swing around the back end, because I'm really just kind of hoping for a quick victory inside those places. Northern Africa, it's not really my priority, but if I switch it onto the resources map mode, you can see that this area is fairly good in terms of raw resources, just a ton of rare materials. We made a breakthrough here. This should essentially stop the French attack onto our lands. So in the meantime, let's see what's being committed here. So few forces down here, they've made a successful breakthrough. We have 2 stacks in the north here, which aren't really needed, so I think I'll get 10th Corps, which are the mountain alpine troops, to switch gears and come over here to help them with their offensive. Looks like we destroyed a big column of troops here. What I was trying to do was just kind of surround a few of these counters inside one province, and then when you win a battle into that hex, then you pretty much destroy all of them, right? So that was what I was trying to do right there. Let's take a look at the infrastructure. Yeah, the infrastructure is just overall bad inside this area. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to get a tech that's actually going to help us with that. Advanced Construction Engineering, I'm going to bump up that, and that'll allow us to build some more infrastructure up here, which will help us out by quite a bit. So that'll give us a little bit more stuff to put our production into works, but that'll also increase our consumption of raw materials. Right now with 46 waste, so that means 46 units of IC aren't actually doing anything. We are pretty much staying positive, so if we use any more IC, we're going to be losing raw materials. I'd rather just save them for a rainy day rather than use them right now, seeing as we do have to upgrade our forces later on, and I'm guessing that fighting some of these bigger countries, it's going to be quite hard. Let's go with the Conquer Yugoslavia go. I've declared war with them. Germany and their troops will come along to help us out, but for the most part right now we'll be able to nab a few provinces while German High Command has to reorganize theirs. So let's get on started with planning that war. I've got 2 corps down here. I think I'm going to make a breakthrough to the highly valued provinces. So I'm actually going to pretty much remove all of this clutter, and let's actually build a new plan. So this is Balkans 1940, alright? Okay, so let's see what is here. What exactly do we need to take? Where are the hexes? There's no X's though, that's the strange thing. I can't put X's anywhere. So it looks like this is a goal, this is a goal. Those 2 locations possess rare materials. Sarajevo does, Pristina does. So it looks like those are our objectives right now. This one does too, this one does too. Alright, so quite a few objectives. Now let's plan a routed advance through this country. We've got 2 corpses of infantry though, so that's 10 units here. I want to avoid mountain combat, so it'll be fairly important. I'm guessing we can kind of swivel up through this one province like that, and then we can just kind of push through over here and then go down like that with our units. So, that being said, let's get on started with declaring war. This is actually the mountain division. So this is the Mountain Corps. So what I'm going to ask them to do is I'm going to ask them to provide some security for our main force. I'm going to get 2 units to go like that, and 2 units to go there. So that should offer our troops some relative safety. In the meantime, the rest of the army will be making their way over here. And this squad over here will do the same thing, make a river crossing with this tile, and then just hold there for my orders. So let's go with that. In the first few turns, the Yugoslavian army will be kind of in shock. The AI will have to move every single unit around, so that will kind of help us out. It looks like Germany's already sending some reinforcements. And how the game works is that we have to take the tiles before the German troops arrive. It has to be like this type of green, purple checkerboard color for us to grab it in the end. Oops. Like France has ended, so he's going to be bringing everything down here. We've got to move fast over there. In the desert, I'm not all that worried, as long as we keep up the pace for now, like what we're doing right now. I think we'll be fine. The thing is that it's not a really good plan to fight into these city tiles with tanks. Actually, this tile also gives us some rare materials, so let's actually capture that right now. I don't really care how it looks on the map afterwards. I know it's going to be like we have like a really small corridor into this area, but that doesn't really matter to me. Most of their troops will just pull out. You can see that the cavalry isn't even trying to advance into our territory. They're just simply moving backwards, and that's exactly what I want. Since the German army is going to be here soon, let's just make a push like that. I don't even care about the terrain at the moment because it looks like it really doesn't matter right now. And let's just go with that. British are really putting up a fight inside the desert. They are really stalling up my troops. Where are those reinforcements? Okay, so they'll take a few days. I could strategically redeploy my troops to El Alamein, but this would make it a little bit more difficult because we're more slower, because the supply rate will go down, since when you strategically redeploy your troops, the supply doesn't continue to get delivered to your troops. You have like a Greek and Yugoslavian coalition down here, that might be a problem. How are things going in Spain? So our party, this one, which is just a slight shade of gray, has 9%, and this big shade of gray has 34%. So this will take a little bit more time, and I believe we're trying to coup another country. We could try to coup Greece right now. It's probably not gonna work, but I just want to see what happens. Blah. And I believe we're also influencing Finland. Should probably get started on doing that then. I think Finland's a really easy country to kinda take over through the means of intelligence. Okay, so we're going to be fighting across a river. Let me get rid of this this overlay right now, because we don't really need it anymore. We're fighting across a river into an urban tile with infantry, so that'll be really difficult. You can see that there's a negative 50% penalty for our troops right now, so that's going to be quite bothersome. Alright, we've taken these city. That means we can push forward a little bit more now, and we don't have to kind of stick to one path anymore. So let's see how much stuff that's going to give us. So the base is 0.94. Because we can't really extract it right now. We're getting none of it. That'll change in time, and we're getting zero point 0.4 units of rare materials from that one. So that's pretty good. Alright, so now it should just merely be a game of waiting and seeing, and afterwards we shall win. Oh, looks like things are going a bit south inside North Africa. Okay, so now we have some infantry troops here. We've got infantry and we've got tanks over here. I'm going to position the infantry so that they'll be ready to assault this city. I believe this area is Egypt, but I'm not really sure what is the capital of Egypt. Is it? I would assume that it is this tile right here, but I could be wrong about that. Anyways, we're gonna make a push for that in a little bit. At the moment, it looks like the German tank squads are going to beat us to the prize of the rare materials. Both of our countries need the goodies over there, so that might be a little bit of a problem. Yeah, let's see. That's gonna be a really tough fight trying to take this city right here. Seeing as how— holy cow, that's a lot of garrisons sitting inside there. Let's just take this port over. There's still Sarajevo, which we can deal with fairly easily just by doing that. For the most part, I think we're in the phase where we can just kind of wait out the war. Seeing as the German tank divisions are here, all we have to do is really just sit around, wait until the Germans attack. Let's try and force a fight here. So if we attack, hopefully the Germans will follow up, and it looks like they did. So now that their panzer divisions are fighting for us, I think we'll be able to take this country, this tile. Since we initiated the attack, I believe we get to keep it afterwards. Of course, I'm not really sure if the Germans. Yeah, it looks like the Germans initiated as well. Something happened over there. I think we started the attack, but might have been that the arrow, the little indicator, was off to the side. In the meantime, let's go to Sarajevo. Or rather, let's take this port and then go to Sarajevo. How's the situation in North Africa looking? So, it should be stable. We're still on plains, so the terrain isn't really all that bad. All we need to do is just kind of make a breach into the other side of the river, somewhere around here. I'm gonna let the British try to attack our tank divisions for a little bit. That'll ruin their organization, at least by a small amount. Looks like we've conquered Yugoslavia. That's pretty good. So now we get all of this. Greek army still has a few blobs here and there. Let's see if they occupy anything that's actually valuable. Doesn't look like they do. That's perfect. So, I'm just going to briefly check if all of our units made it out alive, and it looks like they did. So that's First Army Group, everything inside First Army should be fine. Let's check second army. Sometimes you'll lose a few units, a few divisions, and you'll just never notice because there's just simply too many counters on the map. So it's kind of nice how you can just check it like that. I'm gonna let the German AI clean up. I'm probably not going to do much inside Greece. We've already gotten what we had originally wanted for, which is a little bit more raw materials. It'll increase over time, I believe, so I think we'll be fine. Let's make a push to the other side of the river. Keep 3 tank divisions here. And let's take a look at what exactly is in here. So 1 Indian infantry division, their organization has been dropping dramatically. They've broken off the offense right now. So let's attack. I'll get all of the infantry to move here, and I'll get 1 single tank division to support attack from the side, and that'll open up a larger front, so that front value will increase to, I believe it starts off as 10. Okay, so now we're fighting really damaged opponents. They have barely any organization. Oddly enough, inside this game, you never seem to take any damage to your current strength, at least not in any games that I've had. It's always the organization, it's never how many troops you have. So once we've taken that over, I believe everything will be fine. Just had to get rid of some research here. And what should I do? What should I do? I'm going to get second army. We're the 7th Corps, and I'm actually going to get them to function autonomously with the AI. So I'm going to give that a few objectives to capture, and essentially just let that go and accomplish those objectives. 7th AI, 4th Corps. 4th Corps can also help them out. So these 2 armies will just kind of do their own thing and attack and defend as we go along. I'm pretty sure the Greece army isn't comparable to the Italian army, at least in this alternate history, so I'm fairly certain we'll be able to win there without me going over there and micromanaging everything. On this front, we've captured the 2 objectives that we had wanted, this tile and this tile. We could go over the river, but that poses a risk, seeing as that would make defensive operations a little tougher, at least until we get over here. Or no, actually that would increase our frontage as well. So yeah, let's move the HQ up. Supreme HQ needs to get switched over here. And looks like the British are landing some troops onto our mainland. Should have caught on to that earlier, but oh well. Let's move some of these troops down there to just kind of stall up their invasion. Let's get the ships out of there. Ships are gone. We actually have some troops down here, so that also works. That also works into our favor. Let's do something like that. Yeah, this is the reason why I kept 1 corps of infantry down here, just in case the British try to do something like this. They've landed about 3 units onto Sicily, so it isn't all that much. And in fact, actually, I'm probably going to deploy some infantry right now. So 14th Corps, 1st Army Group, give them control of a few more units, and those units will just heal up. Give them a month, and they should be ready to go to war. I believe Portugal should be ready to go to war anytime now. Yeah, they're almost ready. The AI is really that good with conducting these naval operations. They say it's gotten better at them, but in this situation, I believe that as long as we hold on to the ports, we can just destroy their units, causing the British to lose. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4 brigades for divisions of units. Like right here, I think, just get out of here, all of these research notices. Capital ship armament, we don't need that anymore. Have some more units to deploy, that's always helpful right now. So yeah, now we can just kind of destroy some of these British troops. How's the situation looking inside North Africa? Let's push this marine unit back. Actually no, we can't do that right now. My only problem is that I'm afraid that the British will be able to attack the city and take it over, and that'll push our units back to the other side of the river as well as destroy their organization. Apart from that, we don't really have any major problems. I think everything here should be alright. It looks like we have a few more politicians that we can assign. It used to be you can only replace these 4 right here, so it looks like we'll be able to kind of switch out a few politicians, but it looks like none of them have anything we want. I'm going to keep Benito Mussolini as our armament minister for his resources little buff. What else can we change? In fact, we can change nothing. That is great. Okay, so now we're wasting 83 IC, but we gain some raw materials due to that. We gain 18, almost 19 units of it. What I think I'll do is that I'll do let's say 3 parallel production runs with 5 serials, so that'll build us 3 corps of infantry over about a 2-year period, I believe. So I'll just let that do that. Some of these anti-tank and infantry support weapons are going to be needing upgrades soon, so we'll probably be putting a lot of IC into doing that. Over here, we really need to take this tile. We win it, and the unit disappears. The problem with staging landings like this is that unless you have all of your troops here and ready for it, it's really easy just to beat them back and just kind of destroy every single unit here. So the British have already lost 1 troop, and they're gonna lose 2 more very soon. Or at least I hope they would. What's the situation in North Africa? North Africa has quite a few troops. Looks like the British are moving in their auxiliary troops. You got the Iraqis, you've got the really Middle Eastern countries. It looks like they're probably bringing up stuff from Persia and maybe India right now. How's the war looking inside Asia? Looks like it's going fine, so that is good. This troop has always been here, this 1 brigade. I'm not so worried about it. The only thing that's worth anything on this island is this province right here with the garrison on it. It actually produces quite a bit of raw materials, but for some reason the British never resupplied this unit. It's out of supply right now, so it's definitely not going to be able to do anything. And there we go. The invasion of Sicily has been defeated. Anyways, it looks like we've completed our goals for now. We've taken Greece, where the rest of the Axis has taken Greece, and we've gotten a little bit of what's the name of the country, Yugoslavia. So I'm pretty happy with our gains right there. Next time we will explore the possibility of attacking Turkey. What the hell, there are German troops down here. we will most likely attack Turkey, although if they continue giving military access, we will not, and potentially explore the possibility of going to war with nationalist Spain or the Soviet Union. So, until then, like the video and subscribe, I guess. Bye-bye.